Hi again. I don't know. Yeah, I'm back. My stream just doesn't want me to exist, to live, to be free. It just doesn't. I don't know why. How is it not? Okay. I'm just gonna proceed onwards. Yeah, Zoltan fan. I do think the EO fans were like, "What do you mean, Dragon Age Origins? Like the most perfect game forever?" Okay, cool. You're bad. Anyways, let's talk about how you should install these several mods to not only about it and also to skip the fade, deep roads, and the mage tower and like half the game. So yeah, gosh darn it. Oh yeah, I did see that approver. I did see that they Oh my gosh darn it, dude. My my internet is like the worst thing ever. Why does it? Uh, it broke off again. Okay, I think we're back now. Okay, I'm just gonna keep continuing. Okay, um, hi, welcome back for any of those who probably saw the link from the previous stream to this one. Hi. Anyways, we're having a team meeting now. A desperate raid on Rathos offers the only chance to stop whatever going on and so this. Yeah. Varric doing Veilguard. That's pretty good, Zerton. That's pretty good. One thing I do want to say that I do wish was explained a lot more was that there was a lot more concrete, and maybe I already talked about this before, that hey, they should have laid the groundworks for no, they should have established that our characters talked about using the crossroads often. You know, that we have little moments in dialogue scenes of saying like, hey, and also you can use the crossroads to get around faster, right? It'll help all like especially because like since the crossroads is connecting all the Livians, right? It's really good for literally everyone. It's why it was such a huge plot point in Masked Empire because it is legitimately such a good use of resources because you can get anywhere very fast and you can travel supplies in like no time at all. So I do wish there was established a lot more because they do mention using the crossroads to keep in touch with the other characters. I just wish that they explained the mechanisms of that. I think that would have been good. Lamau, I don't blame you. Continue next time when. Yeah, man. Oh gosh darn it. Thank you, Approver. Oh, and I just want to say I love just how all of them look. Like look at this. All of them are just ready. I agree. It feels like the crossroads is the main focus, either by being invaded or driving into Celis' memory or getting Thal, where it should be a lot more to it. Yeah, right. Which I don't think is bad that we have those sections. And part of a big video that I'm making for it, like my thoughts on Veilguard, right? One of the things I do mention is that I do feel like the crossroads feel a bit too video gamey. In every depiction of it, let me. Like in every depiction of the crossroads, right? Gosh darn it, I need crossroads Inquisition? That should be better. Hold on. I'll grab a video. Oh no. I hate this so much. Um, Crossroads look different to elves. Is this a... Whose video is this? But like the crossroads, as we were shown them to be, both in like books, and both in the books and in the game in the Inquisition, you know. Seeing Veilguard makes me feel like the crows rule Antiva, and Treviso will be free. No, yeah, I'm looking forward to playing as a crow as well. You know, it looks fun. Hinterlands Crossroads, though, yeah. Thanks, Google. Yeah, that's what I meant. You know, the Hinterlands Crossroads. Okay, not the one that's like more important. Hey, Crow's part was just perfect. I have no complaint. Yeah. So like you can see from the crossroads, like it is definitely a amalgamation of a bunch of like different objects from like the paths you go to. But it is very clear to me, you know, that the crossroads are like a little walk to your destination. They're not like as they depicted in Veilguard, which is Veilguard Inquisition Crossroads map. They're not as like how Veilguard implements them, where it's this like huge sprawling thing, you know. Where's a better one? Will this be a tiny image or will this be a big enough image? Okay, that's fine. Where you can see like, oh yeah, here's this like much more bigger sprawling like thing, you know, which is like fine, you know, but like I do feel like it is a lot weirder to have it like this than how Inquisition showed it, which is just like you are going from one place to another in a very straightforward line, you know, you're going through it as a line, you know, not in this like very exploratory fashion, you know. But yeah, that's my like basic point of it. I do wish it was a lot more like I do wish it was a lot more like closer to what it was shown, you know. It's like made too perfect. What I think they made the game lighter theme because they want to give us a. And no, I do get you. But some people hate it. I mean, no, yeah, I do think like Veilguard could have been some darker in some points, but like it is dark when it needs to be, you know. When it needs to be. Oh.
Thank you all for coming. If we don't stop Elganon today, our world is either dead or blighted. So we keep fighting until the job is done. It's gonna be hard. There's no guarantee any of us will make it.
We're with you, Rook. Elganon dies today.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Strife. News?
Our scouts confirm Elganon is inside the Ark.
And I must say, I love the sequence that we have here, you know, where we're gonna see everything goes as planned, like everything's going as it's been planned out, you know, and we get to in the moment choose how the cutscene continues to play. It's so good. It's so good.
This palace. There's a giant tendril of blight tethering it to the Divine's manor in Hightown.
Then that's our goal. Breach the city walls and get to that tendril.
Oh.
Emmerich, can we count on Moonwatch support?
The Watchers, living and otherwise, will stand with us.
Vorgoth, my man. Oh, and the Grey Warneds. Oh, it's so good.
Warden will be there.
We follow Warden Rook today. Oh.
The Antivan crows are ready to pay their respect.
The Antivan crows are ready to pay their respects. I love you, Viego. Like the amount of like Zoltan like made me think about it a bit more. But man, I constantly cannot help but like hear Viego going like, the crows send their regards. Antiva, Treviso belongs to the crows, and it will be free. I'm like, oh, okay. It's such a masterpiece scene. Oh yeah, man, it really is such a great scene, you know. And it does suck that like not a lot of people talk about it how good it is.
And the Lords of Fortune will be there for gold and glory.
For gold and glory. Hi, Isabella.
The Veil Jumpers have been in this since the beginning, and will be there for the end.
Oh, it's too good.
Solus is our first target. Without his dagger, we can't kill Elganon.
Our scouts last spotted him working with the Shadow Dragons in the western section of Hightown.
Okay, we go in through Hightown.
How? Minrathus was built to fight off an army, even before Elganon reinforced the defenses. Every gate will be guarded.
Worse than that. Our scouts reported that
The whole ending, including the island, is just perfect. It really is just perfect. Like, so much of the game just comes together to form this beautiful ending, you know? And it really is a testament to when I finished this ending, I was like immediately like, okay, I want to play a new character. I really want to just get into it and just play another character, you know? And I'm finding myself, as I'm playing like Act 1 again, I'm finding myself like, it's okay. You know, it's fine, you know, but like, man, and this is why I am a bit hopeful for like Mass Effect 5, you know, because it says a lot about a game on how it starts and how it ends, you know, and while I think Veilguard may have had a bit of a rocky start, it had a brilliant end, you know, and the ending is normally something that's like happens later into development of a video game, and it shows the shift that BioWare had during that, you know, during development. So I think it is a good sign. Emmerich Vakarian, yeah. Oh, that's Emmerich's voice. No, not just the game, the series. Yeah.
Tori sealed all the gates with those damn warding crystals.
I also like, and I wish they did this more, where they talked about like the warding crystals, a lot more, less in gameplay sense, but in lore sense. Because it does make sense, right? We have seen barriers and wards exist in the setting, you know? Dragon Age Origins, when we go recruit Shale, the mage there has a barrier protecting him from the Darkspawn, right? His people and from the Darkspawn. And like, okay, cool, that makes sense, you know. And it makes sense generally to use magic to have wards or like warding crystals, you know. So it's also this, it's basically it's a Siege of Denerim but better, you know. It's actually a lot more involved than you just like basically like having tokens of like, oh yeah, we'll send your support but never use them, you know. You can actually have the choices that you made throughout the games cause different outcomes, you know. And while this is obviously very companion focused, it's still like this general same idea, you know. Imagine if you if choosing Balin had a different outcome for a different section of the city, which led to something different happening, you know. It would have been really cool, you know. I did my second playthrough, and I can say its design's like Frappy when it starts it's cream, then light. Yeah. Oh, that's a nice analogy. I like that analogy. Yeah, I had a feeling feeling like Act 1 and 2 were made with a lot of compromises, and Act 3 is BioWare getting their shit. Yeah. You know, I feel like Act 1 and 2, Act 1, most of it feels like the most remnants of Anthem there could be, you know. There was a Blue Sky post by John Epler, and maybe I'm taking it a bit too seriously, but he did say that like a game development is oftentimes you trying to make a steak, but you've been giving like 40 pounds of, you know, chicken breasts, you know. You can make the chicken breast into steaks as much as you want, but it's still chicken breasts, you know. And I feel like that's the same with like Dav. Like BioWare wanted to make an RPG, but they couldn't do that because the baseline that they were working with was Anthem's live service codebase, you know. Also feels like a bit like Act 3 was when the ME team took over, you know. I mean, I guess, but I don't necessarily think it's that far-fetched to have like the Dragon Age team thinking like, oh yeah, we should have like companions be more of a focus here, you know. But I get what you mean.
Can the Veil Jumpers disable them?
Venatory magic won't be a problem.
It's still likely to take time. You may need assistance.
Emmerich, you're among friends, okay? You don't have to put your glamour on.
Or someone to protect you while you unravel the wards.
Yeah, that makes sense. Text. Your work in Arlathan Forest has saved countless Veil Jumpers, allowing them to offer excellent support. Nice. Companions that have experience in dealing with magical wards or protecting others in battle have a chance to succeed, especially if they are a hero of Veilguard. Now I do like this. The options are Nev, Tash, Davrin, Emmerich, and Lucanus. Now obviously, like, it says to protect someone, which makes sense as well. But I do find it very funny. The idea that like Davrin or Lucanus would just smash their weapon against the ward, and basically like, okay, it's done, guys, I did it. Though obviously the one that makes sense here would be Nev and Balara, because they've dealt with wards. I chose Nev for this one because it just makes sense to me. Emmerich does make sense, but I'll say why I chose the other option. Oh. And I love just the way your rook is just like looking down onto the map and just like, oh, it's so good.
Nev, I want you helping the Veil Jumpers.
You've got it.
Oh.
The Venatori at that gate will be commanded by a war mage. That's how they usually operate.
If we get rid of the commander, the rest of the Venatori will scatter. Can the crows cut the head off the snake?
Contract accepted.
Oh.
There's gonna be a
Contract
lot of guards
accepted.
between you and her. The lords can clear you a path.
And one of us should be there as well.
And one of us should be there as well. No, this one makes sense, like companions experience fighting mages or attacking by surprise. Now, it is very funny, again, Emmerich or Davrin, but yeah, I chose Tash for this one because in my head I was like, I need to give one, Lord of Fortunes a help in on this one, and two, I want each of my companions to have like their own moment within the story, Hello, Lewis Washington. Hope you're doing well. I did wish we had more opportunities like this. Yeah, it would have been really good, especially because like it could have been built up where, as the game progresses, we assign our teams to different tasks and roles, and them being successful, depends on like who was assigned the task, and how appropriate it was. I do think this is like a good sign for Mass Effect and like future Bio games, Come on, me, pick something.
Tosh, you're with the crows.
Yes.
Yes.
One last thing might give the crows some trouble. There's a massive construct tall enough to crush buildings.
Hold on. Indeed, in during play, I feel like there could game for decide for yourself how they could. Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, I hope so too as well. Oh, and I love this. One of the things that I love so much about the sequence is how like true to the lore it is. For one, it just makes sense that Tevinter would have this like construct. Oh yeah, let Neff say it.
A juggernaut. Giant siege constructs built to withstand the Anton.
I love the idea that on Tevinter's conquest, okay, they would pull these giant juggernauts, okay, around, and they would just smash things up. Since this is a world without any real gunpowder besides the Antom, besides the Qunari, you just have these hulking brutes just destroying walls and just being done with it, and I love it. It makes not only so much sense as to why Tevinter would do it, but it's also just so cool, okay? You have a giant construct, a giant golem basically, and you just destroy things. It's like, oh, it's so good. It's so good. I also like how the fact that if you didn't complete Emmerich's quest, it's replaced with Hezenkos with her giant skeleton, I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, imagine if Meredith summoned. Oh, yeah, man. I have an idea, though, for that. I hadn't, like, in my head, I was thinking, like, what are games that, like, Dragon Age could make? One of my ideas was, since Absolution didn't get a sequel, and might not get a sequel, there could be a cool way to resolve that conflict, and you could have, like, Aftermath, after Veilguard, Meredith still exists, right? The Red Templars still exist, and Meredith's leading them, and your character that you can play as can either be a Red Templar themselves or an outsider, you know, where you have like basically two campaigns, the good campaign and evil campaign, as it were. And I thought that would be a cool idea to like resolve the Meredith conflict and to, I don't know, bring it a bit more down to like less of the oh my gosh magic, huge explosions, the fade, reality itself is turning apart, and more down to like not necessarily like political infighting or politics, but more of just like, yeah, here's a threat, a person being a person who is controlling these powerful, you know, blighted crystals, blighted lyrium, and using it for her own game, which is destroying mages. You know, I think it could be really cool. You know, but bigger, yeah, but bigger. She kind of did by making statue, like, yeah.
Or anyone else who came calling.
We're gonna need our heaviest forces against that juggernaut. Evka?
The Grey Wardens have fought ogres and
And
archdemons. We can handle this.
Oh,
The more
Evka.
lords will lend aid, but against something as large as this juggernaut, we'll require further assistance. Rook?
oh. Now, the one I chose for this one, Ryan, I chose Emmerich because I was thinking, like, Emmerich's a lich, you know? Like, being a lich is kind of important, you know? Kind of powerful. And I was so happy for how it resolved, you know? We'll see when I see. I also do find it very funny, because obviously Devon kind of makes sense, but I do find it funny that you can have, like, Lucanus, like, fighting the Juggernaut. It's like Lucanus is just, like, sitting there like, huh? Mierda. This thing is too big. Something like that. Hello, Paperbird. Hope you're doing well. Lewis Washington says, I just hope they don't sleep on her character potential amazing comeback. Yeah, I do hope as well, you know? I do hope that because I do wish that they bring Meredith back, you know, in that kind of way. Because I think that would give a lot more opportunity for her character to flourish. And also having, like, a playable, like, Red Templar character would be really cool, because then we could see her more often, you know, and see how she's, like, affecting everyone, right? But yeah. The Juggernaut side really reminds me of yeah, right. Which I think is intentional, you know? Because I if I remember correctly, Mierda. Where is it?
Giant sea.
There's a massive
Yeah, because I remember correctly, this is supposed to be a representation of Andraste, you know? Because for Tevinter, they saw her as a warrior, while in the south they saw her as a, like, you know, just a guiding mother figure, you know? Which makes sense, obviously, because of the south was being liberated while the north was being attacked, you know? It makes sense, right? Yeah, poor Emmerich died, like, yeah. Tasha did obviously great on this part. Did she? Okay. Did they? The fuck. Did they? Yep, and it seems like Meredith statue with the Red Lyrium power was Andraste's. Yeah, it's an Andraste statue. Meredith just, I think, adopted the iconography of Andraste because, you know, part of the chantry, you know, kind of also a bit of a warrior-like figure similar to Andraste. I think it makes sense, you know? I think that was the intention.
construct tall enough to crush buildings. It's guarding the main gate.
I love this so much.
A juggernaut. Giant siege constructs built to withstand the Entente.
Say it, Nev.
Or anyone else who came calling.
We're gonna need our heaviest forces against that Wardens.
I shall help my...
Oh,
Emmerich, you're with the Wardens.
I shall help my fellow watchers.
oh, and just this scene alone. Oh,
Emmerich, you're with the Wardens.
I shall help my fellow watchers.
oh, look at this. The griffins flying. The wardens just like in unison. All similar uniforms. All of that. Vaka. I wish she was wearing like armor as well, but that's fine. And then you have the ballistas like being pulled. It's like perfect. Oh, and while I do miss the old designs for the Warden's armor, I absolutely love this design. This design is not a downgrade. It's just maybe a side grade, but it's definitely a good armor. I love the Griffin helmet. I love the sort of like bulkiness to the armor, the shield. Oh, everything about this is just perfect. 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 Hello, Homer. Hope you're doing well. Propaganda simple enough. Yeah. Yeah, it does make sense, right? For why they would depict Andraste like that. Oh, giant construct.
Davern, Lucanus, you're with me. We make a run at the gate, get...
Every time Grey Wardens were marching on... Oh, I was giddy as well. Especially when you took down the 2 dragons, right? Just the way that they marched, I'm like, oh, this is so good. This is so good. This is amazing.
inside and find...
There's something to armies marching in unison that is just so cool to me.
Solus. The rest of you, get to the Blight Tendril. Once we've got the dagger...
Hello, Opal. Hope you're doing well. High fashion a la Griffins is serious slay. That is very true. Very based.
We'll meet you there.
Oh, and this is so good. This is genuinely such amazing iconography. Not only for like what it means as well, but just it's such a beautiful picture, you know? Some organic substance crawling up this way to this floating tower, being like behind it is an eclipse, and it's just like, oh, it's so good, dude. And add with the context, this is the Archon's palace, where the leader of this mage autocracy lives, and now it's being absolutely conquered by this other force. It's just, oh, and this other force is Elgarnon, who was mistaken to be a Tevinter god, and now it's the Tevinter god coming back. It's like, so good.
Take the fight to
Oh, and my rook's just beautiful. Look at her.
Elganon.
Oh, now I did chuckle for a bit with this one, Ryan. It's like, okay, cool. Change assignment. Like Rook is like, hold on, we have to go back a bit, okay? Hold on. I need to hold on, we need to go back a bit, okay? Sorry, I want to change some things. I find that so funny that Rook can just be like, sorry man, we gotta go back a bit, okay? I made a mistake. I know I just gave that cool speech, okay, but we need it's very funny, you know? Oh yes, peek E off, peek.
I believe in this team, in all of us. So let's get it done.
Oh.
We go on my signal.
Every time I see Grey Wardens marching, I'm always thinking that they know the hero for Elden is their last stand. Individuals keep an amaranth thing. Oh yeah, oh man, yeah man. It is, it's so good. It's so good. It's too good. Ooh, and I love the little pieces for everyone being represented. It's good. Look at this. She's a baddie for real. Oh yeah, man. She really is a baddie for real. Oh. And I love the battle cry you can have here. Obviously the faction, the specific one for Mernrathos, generally, and then for freedom. I say for freedom, because it makes sense. You know, we are fighting for freedom. It makes sense for battle cry. But if I say, but man, my impulse to say for the Wardens was so strong. You know, after seeing the Wardens marching, I'm like, okay, lads, I don't care. This is for the Wardens, nothing else. Let's go back. You know, do you think Antoine and Ivanka wants to meet the hero for Elden, to make the hero for Elden new first Wardens? I mean, I don't think they would be opposed to that idea. You know. I think Ivanka and Antoine probably don't want to be the first one, you know. I mean, well, Ivanka is the first one, and like Antoine's the first gentleman, right? So they probably would like make the hero for Elden if they want you know, the job. Make them the, you know, first warrant. Now, would I want that? I mean, yeah, sure. My character is like the coolest guy in existence. It becomes the first one. I mean, hell yeah, yeah. I mean, have you seen the first one in armor? I mean, that's a pretty sweet gig, you know? That's what happens when you give trans people political power. They lead badass sieges on the slave cities. Damn it. You're telling me that trans people, when given political power, do cool things? Damn. What a world. And you know he one-shot everyone where he got in there after a long wounded speech about how he's better. Yeah. Did everyone die in the siege? No, in my game they didn't die. I got all of them as hero of Veilguard status, and no one died. Now there was a funny thing where when we were climbing up the tendril, right? I sent Emmerich down because I was thinking, Emmerich is a lich. Makes sense. Emmerich can just like do like literal laser beams, okay, out of his fingertips. But no, he just got bodied by a random on-tom soldier, and I'm like, oh, okay, sure. And then I restarted it just because I didn't want to do that. Then I sent Tosh down because I was like, okay, Tosh is guaranteed to like win this, you know. My friend made a rook have all possible races and backgrounds, and the dialogue had 9 responded options. 1, 2. There's 6 origins. There's 6 origins. Okay. There's 9. 6 origins. The 2 ones there. 9. Okay. I like that though. I think that's good. I imagine your friend modded it though. Feel bad. I sacrificed Harding in Deerstone Island because Tosh is sad. And she's, yeah, I feel bad as well. I unknowingly thought like, yeah, Harding makes sense to lead the team because she's a scout. She knows how to scout and avoid things. That makes sense, you know. Yeah, like Davrin, you know how to do blight stuff. Yeah, we get it. But like, come on, you know, it makes sense for Harding to do this, you know. Which I assume she hit a limit or something. Oh, okay. That'd be interesting though. You can see me tempted, like, for the wardens. Just imagining like Alistair, like, for Ferelden, for the Grey Wardens, and like, oh gosh, Harden's death caught me off guard. Yeah, it was such an off guard thing. Like the moment I knew Harden was climbing up the tower, I was like, no, she's gonna die. No, she's set up to die. And then she started hitting Gillinan. I'm like, oh no, she's dead. And then when the moment that tendril like stabbed into her, I'm like, okay, yeah, she's dead. And I'm like, no, you can't tell me Harding's dead. Which there's a bunch of references to the Hero for Only One in the Ironfields. I wish to as well. Homer. Would have been good.
For a world free of the blight!
Oh! Now that's why I was so happy that my expectations were met with Emmerich being this part. Like, okay, yeah, Emmerich just absolutely blasts the Juggernaut. And I'm like, oh. The world is right, where a necromancer can shoot green beams out of their staff. Oh, and then the green. It's so good. One of the things I liked a lot about this sequence of the Antivan crows like going up is, one, it kind of peels back the video gamey aspects of the game, which like it makes me like, oh yeah, this is a real conflict with like real tactics and stuff, you know, because I do feel like the gameplay does feel a bit too video gamey in many respects, you know, while this was like such a breath of fresh air. Oh yeah, when you stab someone, they die. Damn, who knew? They died. Crazy. Nice dive. Oh, and I love how all the Wardens are like, guys, we gotta climb it, we gotta scale.
Let's go!
Ooh.
Focus on the wards.
Oh, I was so worried here for a solid moment. Like, oh no, Ivaka's gonna die. That's terrible, it's awful. But no, I'm glad she makes it. But it's, oh, and I love the little like ritz on her. Oh, and then the Morn Wash is just pulling the leg down. It's just like,
Get to the gate!
oh, and I gotta say, I love the Veil Jumpers a lot more after this, because their sequence is just amazing. Oh, and I love how Strife just keeps going even after being stabbed. It's
Come on, come on!
oh, and I was so happy to just like be so satisfied and so have my expectations so met of just like, yeah, a necromancer could probably take on a juggernaut. That makes sense. I like that.
Cuffs! Retreat! I'm coming for you!
I'm coming for you.
After her!
Rook, we have to move.
A bit of a glitch, but yeah. Oh, and I love how satisfied Rooks look. Like, yeah, I did that. That's all me, baby. Oh, what a sequence. It is just like unreal to me how good this was from start to finish. Not just on like how many choices just could happen, but just how cool everything was made out to be. One of like, and again, I will constantly like keep harping on this. Like one of my favorite sequences was just like how Emmerich. Oh, look at this. Oh, Hold on. And stuff like that. It just really makes it so much more satisfying to have all those choices that you made throughout the game just like culminate right here, where a lot of people, you know, would die if you didn't set it in the right roles. You know, I don't really imagine Luke Canis could take on this construct, and you would obviously see the result. And it's nice to see those results because it makes it a lot more meaningful. Because then it's just like, yeah, things that are not supposed to be the way, but you can see the outcomes if they aren't supposed to be that way. It's like it's really good, you know. And just like the visual aspect of everything, like throughout this entire thing, it just is so nice. And the breath of fresh air on just seeing like so many of these characters like react like actual characters and shown off their skills is really good, you know. I do wish we've seen so much more of this within the game, and it really does make me want to play this game even more, just to see this sequence again and again and again. Because honestly, it is such a wonderful sequence and brings this game that I would think was like maybe an 8 out of 10 to like a 9 out of 10 or stuff like that, you know. Because it's just like so wonderfully done. And one of the things that I think makes it so much more, like really captures why I feel it's so good, is this little moment with Rook.
Rook, we have to move!
A bit of a glitch on it. Is this little like satisfaction, this smirk of like, yeah, we did it, you know? It's just, it really is such a satisfying sequence. Oh boy. It seems like people were commenting, but my... Oh gosh, Shannon. Let me quickly respond to chat then. Suicide mission is so cool. It really is cool, you know? I would say they deserved even more scenes throughout the game. Yeah, it would have. Yeah. Me thinking the hero for Elden and Hawk helping. Oh man, it would have been so cool to see a sequence like that as well, you know? Where in the game you could cut to the south and see like all of them just like hanging out and chatting and just like, oh, so good. Pandemonium, you know. Wait, how did you get Ivaka on the construct? I didn't know you can. Oh, is that not a thing that happens? I don't know how I did that. I just did. Do you think the first one in Awakening is the same first one in... I don't know. Hold on. We can quickly have a detour here. Dragon Age. Because I can't remember. I wouldn't be surprised if the first one in Veilguard, the same one in Awakening. I wouldn't be surprised. But if I remember correctly from what I read, there was a different first warden. Known first wardens. Yeah, we only know of one first warden, and that is Jarwin Gladstrom, which is the one that's in Veilguard. Yeah, Vectrum and broiling politics. Thus, many warrants have. So, yeah, he. I mean, yeah, it says here they was involved in like trespasser, but that's not like saying much of anything, you know. It's not saying much of anything. It would be interesting if he was, though, you know. You could see maybe like a timeline of him becoming more of a like just a warrant to a political figurehead. Invisible warrior, that's true. But what about him? Let Manfred die. Like I don't know. Emmerich became argument that hey, Emmerich raised Manfred, and Manfred like never really disobeyed him. The only time he disobeyed him was during that moment, you know? The only disobedience that Manfred ever displayed was to, you know, help save everyone, you know? And Emmerich, I think rightly puts it, saying like, who is he to take that sacrifice away from him? his free will, and he made that choice. Should he then therefore sacrifice his, his will for his own, and I think it's cool, but I think one of the main reasons I did choose it is because I was like, a Lich Emmerich, oh my gosh, this is cool, especially because like it's a Lich in a different sense than we see in most media, and I like the exploration of it, of a Lich who is becoming a Lich not because of like nefarious or evil purposes, but because to like maintain and protect things. I think that's cool. Evaka is on the contract when you send a mage. The mage replaces Vorgoth in that case. Really? That's cool. I do like that Vorgoth is there as well. Vorgoth is just such a cool character. I wish you got to talk to him more. I wish there was a dialogue on what the relationship. No, same Homer. But sure, anyways, also that amazing sequence.
Hard fight at the gate, but...
Oh, hard fight at the gate. Oh, the god of tyranny.
They hung in there.
They did their job. Let's do ours.
Oh. Oh, fallen hero, no. Fallen hero, no. Oh no, same Homer. I would love to see our companions from Awakening again, I wonder what Ender's been up to, Who knows, But yeah. Oh, and oh. And there isn't much else for me to discuss here, other than just gameplay. I have talked about the gameplay in another live stream, before, but like there's nothing much else to discuss here. I think the gameplay is like overall fine in Veilguard. I do wish it was more similar to the other games, mostly just for consistency's sake, but I do like it. Weird.
I never wanted to see the Blight take another city away through Treviso.
Same, Lucanus. What? Oh, that's weird. Let's see if that works again. I ended up sacrificing Nevin Harden in Tearstone, which resulted in Lucanus and Tash sad, since I was romancing Blara. Oh, I mean, yeah, fair, Ryan. I mean, I'm going to have, because I'm romancing in this playthrough, I'm romancing Nev, so Blara's gonna be, sacrificed again. But I'm gonna make sure Harding's like not dead. Cause Harding, Anders been up to be crawled around by worms. Yeah, I'm joking. I mostly leave Anders. Yeah. I mostly, because before I got the Exiled Prince DLC, I was like, okay, let me keep Anders alive. Let him rectify his mistake. I think that's a good enough thing. We need all hands on deck for this whole crisis that we're going through. And then like Sebastian comes in saying like, if you let him live, I will come back with a fury and vengeance. I'm like, oh wow, okay, sorry Anders, I guess this is the choice being made. Okay, you gotta die, Opinions on Anders' concept on Inquisition. I like the idea that Anders could have come back as a weird hermit kind of dude after all that he's gone through. I don't think it's bad. I do think in a direction they could have. No, I think it's accurate enough. Because if you consider like the demon that he's possessed by, it does make sense that he eventually like either loses his mind, and becomes like a little hermit, or just dies. And I think it's fine. I wonder if there was a way to fight the dragon, or was that never part of the plan? Oh, yeah, I don't remember anything in Veilguard such as in how they would fight, because they said that they would fight, the Archdemon Gillenaine's dragon with using the dragon trap that was in Y side. Like, okay, cool, that makes sense, you know. But they never talked about it in for Lucanus. I think that's the name for Elgonon's dragon. How they're going to fight them. There wasn't a part of that plan, you know. So I guess they were just kind of winning, you know. Just like, okay, Davrin, sick him. Davrin, get him, you know. What do you think of the cancelled Exalted? Oh, I would have loved that, dude. It would have been such a nice capstone for Dragon Age 2, the same way I think Awakening was for Origins, you know? Even if we don't really get a sequel with our hero Ferelden, I think Awakening really does feel a lot of the feelings and vibes you wanted out of a hero, like a sequel to Dragon Age Origins for like with a hero Ferelden, you know? I would have loved that, and I would have been sad at Varric's death, but I would have loved it all the same. The enemy AI is super fun. Yeah. I do say I think the enemy AI in Veilguard is pretty good, you know, for what it is. My favorite part in the last Gambit is when Rook said it's the Dragon Age, and we came to Veilguard. So true, so true, so true. Oh my gosh. Oh, I remember. I had to like pause my thing. And it'll come back now. Do you think Hawk really deserves closure to the story? I think all the main characters deserve closure to their story, you know? Hawk obviously got a bit of the short end of the stick. Because like the hero Ferelden's fate is headcanon it, I guess. Well, Hawk's fate is they're in the Fade or they're not. You know, and it's just like, okay, I don't know. That was a while. Oh, Taya. You gotta live for your boy Viago. Combat system in Veilguard is overall so cool. Weirdly, combat and the movement and the level design are so sublime. Like man, it's the most video game experience. I mean, yeah, right. That's one thing I will never say about Veilguard's combat. It's not bad. It's really good. You know, like genuinely, it is such a good combat system on not only just like how pressing the buttons feel good to do, you know, but it's also on how everything like works for what it's intended to be. You know, I remember when I was playing, when I was fighting against General Betrayer Falassen, the dick. It was just such a wonderful combat experience. Like, yeah, this is what I expect from this combat system, and it was really well done. You know, it was really well made, and it just felt good to play. You know, especially because on how like classes beforehand were like the mage, where the mage was either like very stationary or had very limited movement abilities. You know, they definitely got better as the games progressed, but I do like that. We felt a lot more mobile as a mage, because mages felt very boring to play in some ways. I know Corinne wants the hero Ferelden return in a future game. Probably she wants to give the hero Ferelden. I mean, yeah, that's one thing that makes me excited for like whatever Dragon Age game comes from. Is a lot of the Reddit AMA stuff that John Epler and Corinne Bush said or did was, yeah, we like Dragon Age and we like to see Dragon Age things, you know? The fact that they said like, oh yeah, I want to like the hero Ferelden return, or I'd like to explore these aspects of Dragon Age, like makes me really excited like for what they have, because I'm like, if you give them an opportunity, you know? Like, I don't know, man. The Revenant fights are so tough and fun. Yeah, I like the it's so good. Though I remember when I fought the last Revenant, I was on the power end, the latter end of the power scaling, and I basically like nearly annihilated him. He nearly annihilated me too, but it was like on even footing, but Only if like if I hit him, he dies instantly, kind of thing. Taya, say it. Say it, Taya.
Rook. Well fought, Tosh.
Oh no,
I
she
think this
doesn't
makes
say
you
it. I'll say it. The crows send their regards. I did one boss too many times. That was the Ogre Guardian. I mean, y'all, some of the I remember. I'm not sure if it's the same Ogre Guardian you're talking about, but there was this one in Treviso that I kept dying on, and I'm like, man, this guy is tough. This guy is difficult.
an honorary crow.
Wait, really?
I like how
Why
Tosh is like,
not?
what? Really?
Hey, then we're gonna go help the crows. Gotta fight to get to Hightown. You go after Solus.
We spotted him. He's not far ahead. That way, quickly.
I hate how Tosh is taller than my Rook character. Okay. Why do they have to be taller than me? In Arlathan. Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't struggle with him that much. Oh wait, no, I remember. Yeah. I also struggled with him a bit. You know, I nearly died in that one as well. I did the Treviso Guardian on hard underleveled. I spent like 3-4 hours on it. Couldn't be me, you know. I fought General Betrayer Verlassen, you know, and I kept dying him a lot. I didn't spend nearly 3 to 4 hours, but man. Good that you defeated it though, you know. All that time was for a good use.
All right. Taya said Solus should be up ahead. Let's find him.
Oh, so good. But it is getting a bit late, and we'll continue this next time. For now though, we can just like chat a bit and then, you know, go from there. Pretty bad that, oh yeah, I was so mad as well. I remember like as I was reading the notes for Verlassen, right, just all over the crossroads, I was like so surprised. I'm like, oh man, Verlassen, you're such a cool dude, you know? Especially because I remember this one where Verlassen was asking Solus, and it's like, Solus is saying that. I asked Solus, what are the spirits of the crossroads doing? And Solus is like, well, the spirits of the crossroads will do what they must. And Verlassen retorts, you know, it's just like, thanks Solus. Thanks for helping your old friend out. For trying to start a rebellion from scratch. I'm like, Verlassen. Verlassen. Man, and I am happy we get to see him a bit, you know. I do wish we could have seen him a bit more in his cattier form, you know. Because, man, I would have loved to see the Verlassen we got in Masked Empire, you know. Yeah, the Veilguard finale series got extended. Yay. I think it should be done. The next part 4, is gonna be done. Yeah. Do you think Harding sent a message to Hawkland? Oh man, yeah, most likely. After they were able to get the Illuvian set up, they probably did, you know? Which I find so sad, you know? That like, oh yeah. By the by, Varric's dead. He's just dead. And I'm like, oh. Is that where Varric's body went? I imagine they must have sent it through, so they could, you know, cremate it. Because, Varric is an Andrastian. Oh, and that sucks so much as well. Because, like, I would have liked to see that as well, you know? Like, it would have been cool if the game had an extended epilogue where we had, like, a scene where we had literally a funeral scene. Where we could, like, mourn the characters that we lost, you know? It would have been really good. All the sadder if Hawk was in the fate. Yo, man. There was just, like... Oh, peek the mic there. There was just, like, one... piece of art that I absolutely loved. So much. It showed both Varric and Hawk, and I just love it to bits and pieces. Where is it? That one. A video you guys should watch. This one. Oh, it's such a wonderful little moment to kind of saying like, yeah, Varric's gone, Hawk might be gone, but they're together, and I like that. I had this more about the idea that the ghoul who stole the that is a bit morbid, yeah. That is a bit morbid, you know. I mean, how tall was that ghoul? Was he short, you know? Or was sacrificed around the fate? I mean, same Homer. Sorry, they shouldn't have made Stroud the sacrificial lamb, okay? If they wanted me to really struggle on like which character I should, you know, sacrifice, Hawk or Alistair or Logain, then they shouldn't have made Stroud a character that could be sacrificed, you know? Besties, besties. They're such great roommates. Oh man. Oh man. But yeah, I've nothing much else to say other than like, I've enjoyed Veilguard a lot. You know, it is a nice game. It is a really nice game. As for like future plans, the channel, because I do want to make more videos. It's just taking a while. I have a few videos I want to make. Because the Veilguard one's gonna take like so much time to not only just like write, but then edit and record for. Ugh. It's not gonna be great. So I am going to obviously like make some other videos. One of them is going to be about, you know, one of them is going to be about Mass Effect and its Paragon Renegade system. The title of the video is like, remember correctly. Let me see if we can get out of it. Mass Effect. Error? No. It was something like, gosh darn it, why do I forget things? I don't need the exact title, but I want now. Where the basic gist of it is, people don't understand the Mass Effect Paragon Renegade system, and I'm going to like talk about how it's actually a bit more nuanced than some people talk about it, but there are some legitimate grievances to people's like comments on it, you know, stuff like that. Another video I have in the works is the Mass Effect spiritual successor to Exodus spiritual successor to Mass Effect. Another one is about Bloodborne, because I've been playing it a bit and I was like, I'd like to talk about it. Another one's gonna be Arcane, because I'd like to talk about like the sort of implication of spoiler alert as well. Sorry for that. Of one of the main characters time traveling. You know, I'm like, okay, I'm not really a big fan of that. And once I found out that, oh yeah, man, oh, I remember seeing that as well, Homer, and I was like, oh man, I know these things. I love these little references. That's the joining chalice from Ferelden. Well, that's cool. Wow, that's Blackwall being mentioned. I love that, you know? It's good. Yeah, poor Strand, rest in peace, totally important guy whom everyone misses. Yeah, rest in peace, Strand, totally guy whom everyone misses. like, I get why some people want like Logain to be the Grey Warden, you know. It makes enough sense, you know. But man, dude, I just can't do that to my boy Alistair, you know. And I can't make Alistair a warden because he should be king, you know. Keeping track of rather than spying. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it is more keeping track rather than spying. I think there's a better way. Yeah, so many references in West Side. But anyway, thank you, Zoltan. Thank you, everyone, for the stream. It's been nice, and I can see my internet right now. It's crashing, and I probably should stop before it crashes on me. So yeah. Hello, Haikyuu Warrior. Hope you're doing well. I kept Shrouded Life for the mustache. Bye-bye, Hawk. That mustache was pretty strong, you know. You can't deny that. Do you think the Grey Wardens... I mean, most definitely. Like, the Grey Wardens heard of the hero Ferelden. Like, in Origins and Awakening, they definitely heard about him, you know. There are references to him, you know. You're the guy who survived the blight? That's impossible, literally, you know. Oh, man. But yeah. Anyways, that's what I'm going to do for future videos. And I think, like, I'm done. Unless you guys have anything else to say, then, yeah. Otherwise, I guess, forever hold your peace. No, I mean, that would have been cool, Homer. I would have liked that as well. It'd have been like a nice little option to have, you know, to have them react to them being Dalish. You know, even if it was like a very small, like literally a banter dialogue, it would have been nice. Voice actor for Stroud had several lines for other NPCs as well. He voiced the announcer in multiplayer as well. Really? That is maybe something to just quickly look at. I was like, Jean? Is that Stroud's voice actor's name? No. Now that's a name. Oh wow. No, I should probably just look at his Wikipedia. No, I should. Yeah, he's also French. He's French. He's French. Either that, or it's someone who sounds very similar to Stroud. Yeah, you know, it'd be very freaky if Bioware just did that. You know, like, oh yeah, hey Stroud, he was Liquid Snake. Huh. Hey Stroud, voice actor. We have this other guy who's gonna voice, and like we want you to play off each other. Like, okay, and they sound very familiar. It's like, oh yeah, he was Riordan. Yeah, no wonder he sounds so familiar. My gosh, Hubert. Stroud, okay. Overwatch? Maximilian? Huh. Of course he's in Warhammer as a French person. Dark Souls 3? Warhammer! The same guy. RuneScape? Okay. Okay. I'm gonna... But okay. But anyways, thank you guys so much for joining the stream. Next stream should be the last one. I will keep doing these streams, though I might do them as me playing a video game, like me playing Dragon Age 2, then Inquisition, and then going from there, you know? I think that should be a lot of fun. But yeah. I hope you all enjoy your day. Oh, and also, before I go, let me just link the guy's blue sky so you can see the art yourself, because it is some really good art, you know. So, I hope you all enjoy your day, perhaps.